In Sardinia World Chess Festival 2025 Open a Round 2, Brunello chooses English opening symmetrical variation, leading to an intense fight against you. Knight f3. On c5. This position is typical of English opening symmetrical variation. On c4. On b6. On g3. Bishop b7. Bishop g2. On g6. King castled kingside. Bishop g7. Knight c3. Knight f6. On d3. King castled kingside. Rook b1. Knight c6. Bishop g5. On h6. Threatening pawn takes g5. Bishop d2 played by Brunello. On e6. On a3. On d5. On b4. On takes c4. On takes c4. Queen e7. It is novelty move. On b5. Threatening pawn takes c6. Knight d4 played by you. Knight takes d4. On takes d4. Knight a2. Brunello considers playing. Bishop b4. Queen d7. Bishop takes f8. Bishop takes f8. Bishop takes b7 and dominate the board. Bishop takes g2 played by you. King takes g2. Rook fc8. Queen b3. Queen b7 check. On f3. On a5. On takes a6. Queen takes a6. Queen takes b6. Queen takes c4. Knight c1. Rook takes a3. Knight d3. Knight d5. Yo is planning to play. Rook a2. Queen b3. Queen takes b3. Rook takes b3. Rook takes d2 and seizes the initiative. Queen b7 played by Brunello. Queen a6. Yo's idea is to play. Queen takes b7. Rook takes b7. Rook a2. Rook c1. Rook takes c1. Bishop takes c1. Rook takes e2 check and gain a significant edge. Queen takes a6 played by Brunello. Rook takes a6. Rook b2. Rook ac6. On f4. On f6. Rook a1. Rook c2. Rook a2. Threatening rook takes c2. Rook takes b2 played by you. Rook takes b2. On e5. King f3. Rook e8. Yo is looking to play. On e4 check. King g2. On takes d3. On takes d3. On f5 and increase their advantage significantly. Knight f2 played by Brunello. On takes f4. On takes f4. On f5. Rook c2. Knight c3. Threatening rook takes e2. On e3 played by Brunello. On takes e3. Bishop takes e3. Rook a8. Rook d2. Rook e8. Rook d7. Knight e4. Bishop b6. Rook b8. Rook d8 check. Rook takes d8. Bishop takes d8. Knight d6. Knight d3. On h3. King e6. Knight b4. Bishop c3. Threatening bishop takes b4. Knight d3 played by Brunello. Bishop d4. Knight b4. King d7. Bishop h4. Knight e4. Knight d3. King e6. Bishop d8. Knight d6. Knight b4. Knight b5. Knight d3. Bishop g7. Bishop b6. Knight a3. Knight b4. Knight c4. Threatening knight takes b6. Bishop c5 played by Brunello. Knight d2 check. King e3. Threatening king takes d2. Knight b3 played by Yo. Threatening knight takes c5. Bishop b6 played by Brunello. Bishop c3. Threatening bishop takes b4. Knight d3 played by Brunello. King d5. Bishop c7. Knight d2. King e2. Knight c4. King f3. Bishop f6. Yo is preparing to play. King c6. Bishop b8. Bishop d4. On h4. Bishop c3. Bishop a7. On h5. Bishop g1. King d5, and establish a winning position. Bishop b8 played by Brunello. King d4. Threatening king takes d3. King e2 played by Brunello. King e4. Knight f2 check. King d5. Knight d3. Bishop d4. Bishop c7. King e4. Yo is preparing to play. Knight b2. Knight e5. Bishop takes e5. On takes e5. King d5. On h4. On g5. Bishop d8. On g4, and establish a winning position. Knight b4 played by Brunello. Knight a3. Knight d3. Knight b5. Threatening knight takes c7. Bishop e5 played by Brunello. Knight c3 check. King d2. Knight d5 victory for Yo. After a hard-fought battle, Brunello resigned, conceding the game.